जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ
পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন. कृपया ध्यान दियो.
Just searching on the internet for how do you look smug. And these two have obviously Googled, how do you ignore the soothsayer? You're doing a really good job, both of you. Well done.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
You don't need a coffee, let me tell you that. Pommie was just asking for a coffee. I said, don't ask for one, because you'll be higher than the run rate of these teams in Mohali today. Right?
And he's got a 4 o'clock flight and he wanted coffee. What's wrong with him?
Oh, he wants to stay awake till the flight and perhaps get to his destination before the plane does.
It's called strategy, so you don't miss the flight.
Yeah, it's good strategy. It's good strategy. Good strategy by Mumbai today. The highest successful chase, right? This season, the highest successful chase. 215 is what they needed to get, and they got it with enough time to spare. 7 balls, 6 wickets, easy peasy, lemon squeezy in the end. Why? Because Ishan Kishan 75 of 41, Suryakumar 66 at 200. I hadn't learned the rest of the stuff, but they took it away. Because you want to see my pretty face. I know. And of course, in the end, Tilak Verma 26 of 10. For the Punjab bowlers, they were all going to go eventually, right? And for Arshdeep, his most expensive figures in this tournament ever. It's a day that he'd like to forget. But of course, Punjab had batted really well. Great partnership between Liam Livingstone and Jitesh Sharma. They got 119 of 53 deliveries. But that partnership was replicated by Ishan Kishan and Suryakumar Yadav for Mumbai and turned out to be the backbone of this successful chase. This is Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Joy Bhattacharjya and Pommie Mbangwa. Joy, got to hand it to Mumbai. This was quite a chase and so clinically done.
Absolutely. They never looked in trouble. Right at the beginning, after Rohit got out, you thought that, that's when they're going to look a bit nervous.
For about 4 minutes they looked.
They looked nervous. Then after the first 2 overs was over, I think Arshdeep got smashed very early. I mean, this 66 and 4, Arshdeep has really had it bad. And after that, they've never looked back. And that partnership in the middle, 116 or 115 odd runs in 53 balls, 55 balls.
Yeah.
Absolutely broke that back. 116
there you go.
Runs.
It's almost exactly the same as that. That was 119 or 53, I think.
Yeah.
And they've pretty much done that. That happened in the end. This happened in the middle, which means that they set up the end really well.
Exactly. And this partnership, knowing what the total you have to chase, is what made it easier for them, because the rest of the batsmen knew exactly what they had to do.
Yep, the backbone. That's why this and Surya, geez. Honestly, I don't think there's anything you can say about Surya that we haven't said on the show already, but there's things he does, right? That ball that he picks up from outside off and hits it there to fine leg, between fine leg and square. It's just the way he's just everywhere.
Yeah, we watched 2 guys in full flight there tonight. I mean, Surya's legendary. I mean, I think I tweeted Sky is back because, one swallow doesn't make a summer, right? So you wait a little bit and you think, well, I wonder if he is back. And here he is again, does it again. He's very difficult. When I say very difficult, maybe I should go very, very difficult to stop once he's going, because you kind of always feel like you're always a fielder short because he's able to access all parts of the ground. And then when you're trying to make him hit offside, he sometimes will hit offside but miss your guys, right? And other times he won't. He'll just go the opposite direction and somehow be able to maneuver the ball from outside the stumps to still behind him. And that's, you set your field and you don't expect a guy can get the ball there if you bowl where you want. But he still manages to do it. A magnificent chase and brilliant. I think if ever there was anything to give the Mumbai Indians camp confidence, that chase particularly, that magnificent. And it might be a good pitch. When we sat here at the halfway stage and I was saying, advantage to Punjab Kings. And why is because you can't put a foot wrong when you are chasing a score. And when I said they could get it and it's possible, what I was thinking about was rescue at the back end. You go along, you might end up sort of tripping up somewhere along the line because not often you get a perfect chase, right? And they have the power at the back to be able to then rescue them. It wasn't so much a rescue today because if you have 7 balls to spare, it's done quite easy.
You know what you'd said, 15, if they even have the required rate of 15, and we were discussing how if they have 75 in the back 5 to get, they're still confident. They needed like some 45 or something. So they had finished the game by the time they reached there, Joy.
Yeah, they had finished the game. And I think that's the interesting thing. Surya has just come into form. In his last 4 innings, he's got 3 50s. And he's just hitting that kind of,
right time,
getting his straps. And look, this is now the Mumbai template. We always knew that, right? If you did the preview, if you remember, we said this bowling is, Jofra's unsure, he's coming back. There's nothing to write home about. But this batting, if this batting gets going, it's one of the most powerful batting lineups assembled. And who was the factor that we didn't know how well he'd perform? Cameron Green. Cameron Green's also giving them something. And that means that this batting is absolutely formidable now.
And they really, like we say, it was that partnership that turned out to be the backbone. And Surya, Pommie says that when Surya's batting, it looks like you are one fielder short. And eventually he got out to a fielder who's not so short. And because he was tall, he managed to pluck that ball out of the air. Because that was a 4 on any other day. But Arshdeep is tall.
You've been good today, actually, with your jokes. I'll give you that.
Pommie's almost disappointed when giving me that compliment.
Some of the time they're corny, some of the time he tries them and they're corny, right? Yeah, that's fine.
He misses his length.
Every now and then.
Every now and then. Even Arshdeep goes for 66,
Yeah,
right?
I miss your length. And you have bad days, such as but today you were good.
Thank you. I'll take it. Maybe I should stop the show right here because I'm not going to get better than this.
I'll say this about and Mumbai, happy days, great, lovely feelings, good feelings in the whole camp.
10 points.
Can they take this on and can they keep going with this, as you say, template, right? And things are going nicely. For Punjab Kings, disappointing. You get 212 and 14. You expect that you'd be in with a big shout to make sure that you're winning the game. And if you don't, it's closer than that, because that's not close. You've been absolutely spanked there, outplayed, when you actually put a score on the board. And for me, I look at it and I go, you've still got to take heart here, because now you're able to put scores on the board. Now your side has got batting. They have confidence with the batting. What's left to arrange is to arrange what you have in terms of bowling. And I don't think, with who they have in their camp, don't think defensively, attack. Think how you can be attacking with that bowling line. I like who they have in their bowling attack. Rabada,
nice mix,
find a way to play him, I think. Curran,
Arshdeep, Rahul Chahar.
The three of them together, and then Rahul Chahar. I tell you what, they can put some things together here, some scores on, and that bowling attack can do some damage. So I think they can take heart from today. Yes, it'll be painful, it's horrible when you lose. Everybody hates it, right?
True. And we did speak about, and remember that at the midpoint we were saying if Mumbai get this, Punjab will look at the score and say, geez, those 4 overs that Matthew Shott played, we got him into the game, played him at number 3. And that was good captaincy from Rohit Joy, because he got spin against Matthew Shott, knowing fully well that it is his Achilles heel.
And he just got them into position. You know what I'm checking up? Because we haven't had a match all that long back. 4-0-29-4. What's 4-0-29-4?
It is the zip code of my secret hideaway.
No, it is Arshdeep. I'll tell you what it is. It is
Arshdeep versus Mumbai first time. The first game. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same team.
Wankhede.
First game.
Yeah.
They put targets on the board. How much are they chasing? How much were they chasing? 214.
How can that's weird? What? Exact same number.
214. They were 201 for 6. Arshdeep bowled this fantastic final over. Got that hit the stumps twice. Broke a stump, if you remember.
Broke 2 stumps.
Broke 2 stumps.
He broke 2 middle stumps.
Cost the IPL a lot of money.
Yeah, 50% of his match fee.
But that's my point. It's exactly the same opposition. Exactly the same bowler, exactly the same total.
Well, it is a great leveler, this game.
Oh,
This
crazy
funny
game.
old game. It's a great leveler, isn't it?
Crazy game.
Yeah. Ishan Kishan. Let's talk about young Ishan Kishan. Yes? Because the thing with Ishan Kishan is that he's also been having kind of mixed fortunes, hasn't he, Joy? Sometimes you look like, oh my God, is he trying to just hit the ball too hard? Is he losing his shape? And some days he shows you innings like this, which is just in control from the beginning.
No, absolutely. And this was the important innings because really he needed to get going. And once he got going, he covered up the problem the other end because Cameron Green started struggling.
Yeah.
Once Green got stuck, then he had to keep going at one end. And the other thing is because he's a left-hander, he was not, Harpreet couldn't bowl very much. They didn't have much success with Rahul Chahar as well.
Yeah.
So he went after the spinners early. And then, of course, Surya was absolutely fantastic against the fast bowling. And then that's what makes them so dangerous if they bat together. Left and right, hit spin very well, hit space very well. You're just almost impossible.
Here's the thing, actually, I think the differentiator maybe, even their power play was not that good. Right?
No, it wasn't.
They got a 54-run power play, right? So their power play was not impressive, like not the 70 runs, 65 runs, 75, but their middle overs are the ones where they completely boss the game. And I think that's where they moved ahead from Punjab. When you see this, that's the difference, right?
9.25 to 7, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where you change it. And 11 to 15 is when you accelerate. So that's your difference. You've got about 10 odd here, 11 odd. So you're about 20, 25 runs ahead in those. And there's your difference.
Yeah, and those 7 runs and over, that bit there is that runner ball bit that we're talking about. I think it was about 33 balls, I think, or actually maybe less, slightly less. 33 balls or 32 balls, 33 runs, something like that.
Yeah.
That's when we're looking and saying, oh, he's got to play a shot and oh, he's putting pressure on the other batter. And it's only small things. Sometimes it's not perceptible. You look and you think, yeah, but surely they could have done more whenever, and that's the difference. You don't get the balls back, right?
Yeah.
You don't give them to the next guy if you chew them up. That's just how it goes. And away you go, you lose, and they win it 7 balls to spare. And what I think was good from the Mumbai Indians is that they're not waiting till later to try and do the work.
Yeah.
Do the work early.
Yeah.
And if you do the work early, if you try to do the work early and it doesn't succeed, then by default you end up having to do it later, right? But don't choose to do it later.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you chew up all these balls maybe, and then you leave someone else too much to do at the back end without the time.
Yeah. It's like that Hindi saying, आज करे सो कल, कल करे सो परसों, इसी बात को बोलते बोलते निकल गए बरसों.
Well
I'll have to
done.
translate that for you.
Kal, I know, means...
So if you do it today,
Tomorrow,
do it tomorrow. If you do it tomorrow, do it day after.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
just saying
yeah,
that years have gone by, right? It's the reverse of actually another one which says do it now.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is
Procrastination
that.
is
Yeah.
the thief
कल
of
करे तो
time.
आज करे तो अभी.
कल करे सो आज करे सो अब. Right? That's the one which says if you do it tomorrow, do it today, do it now. And that's what Mumbai did. They did it now. They chose to do it. And that means that on this points table now, things have got even more exciting. Right?
Oh.
Because suddenly now, Mumbai's jumped ahead of Punjab.
Goodness.
Right? Because they got a game in hand. Remember, Punjab has those 10 points from 10 games, whereas Mumbai has them from 9 games. Right? Bangalore also has them from 9 games. Rajasthan also has them from 9 games. This table is getting even tougher to predict with every passing day.
I think it might have been 5 days ago. I can't remember when I last was here. Right? But we're looking at the table and oh, these ones are moving away and And I think I say it every year when I come here, Joy. I'm sure I've said it once. And yeah, too early to tell. We say this and we say that and we da-da-da-da-da. Then we come to the last week. Oh, watch. This one's important. That one's important. This one, every game's important. Because they've stayed in a bunch, haven't they? All 10 of them, just about.
Yeah.
Last year, not so, and probably the year before, not so. But generally, it stays all bunched up because the form changes. There's one, match winner somewhere. It's a case here, 2 or 3. All these teams on their day can beat each other. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's happening. And it's going to go down till the last game. I've been saying this for 16 years on it. And I'll say it again. It's like just in the middle when you think they're breaking away. You're like, and trust me, it'll go down till the last game. And it has always gone down to the last game. But I do remember one, it was the year that 9 teams played when I think Pune had backed out.
Yeah.
Pune was there and Kochi had backed out.
No.
Kochi backed out. There were
Kochi
9
was
teams
backed
playing.
out in 2012.
There you go, 9 teams playing. And on the last day, the afternoon game was 8 playing 9. All right? And you were like, and I remember telling the broadcasters, just switch the lights off. Just give everybody the afternoon off. Let's come back for the evening game because that means something. Still went down to the last game, not the last day. But this time with this little middle muddle, this little traffic jam, it's going to go down. It's really going to go down to the last day. I guarantee you that. Money back guarantee. All right. Let's have a look at it. It is money. Once they give me money, I'll give it back to them. All right, we have the one game tomorrow. It was supposed to be 2 games tomorrow, but they moved them to today without consulting me. But yeah.
He's still very upset about it.
I am upset. Ruined my plans. But anyway, I got to spend the day with the 2 of you, so I'm happy. Hyderabad and Kolkata playing tomorrow. This is happening in Hyderabad. 2 teams that are in a little more trouble than they'd like to be. And results are not exactly reflective of the talent that they actually have in their ranks. Pommie?
6 won't do. Yeah, 6 points just won't do. And it's a fight for the 8 points here. And if you're Kolkata, you're more desperate, I guess, because you've played 9 games.
Yeah.
But desperation stakes all the time from around now until we get to the end. So get something together, get something right. For both sides, I think it's very much the same thing, isn't it? You look at them and it's, there's something just a little bit off. And key players not quite doing it. And if this one's doing it, the other one perhaps doesn't. If this part goes well, the other part doesn't.
Yeah.
Can't put the game together.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And
to cobble together a performance which is all round. Let's have a look at the Knight Riders team. And that's the interesting question, Joy. Gurbaz did really well in the previous game. Now, if Jason Roy is all right, does he come in?
I think you have to bring him in. I think they have to bring him in and they have to take a chance and say that either Wees will sit out. I would sit out, I'm being honest with you, I'd sit out Sunil Narayan. He's not giving me anything right now.
Goal. Whoa.
He's not giving me anything right now. Really, and remember, this is happening in Hyderabad. It's a good pitch. I think Varun Chakravarti is bowling well for them. Suyash Sharma is bowling well for them. 2 spinners. Shardul Thakur has to bowl, has to give them something more than he's giving them today. But I would definitely go Gurbaz, Roy, give them that power up front. Gurbaz, Roy, Venkatesh Iyer, Nitish Rana, Rinku Singh, Andre Russell.
Oh, so even Jagdishan doesn't make your team, that means.
Jagdishan doesn't make my team at that point in time.
Interesting. So you're saying just go power hitters 1 to 6?
7. Yeah, because at this point you need to win every game.
And Shardul at 7, yeah. So that's a solid 7.
Yeah, you need to win every game from now on. Literally, you need to win every game.
I find it quite perplexing, Pommie, that they did a mid-season trade for Loki Ferguson. Right? They got him here and he's just not played. I think what is he played? 2 games? So he played 2?
Yeah. Played 2 games, looked a bit off form. They dropped him.
And he's out.
He came in, he was injured. Then he sat for a bit. Then he played.
And I don't think he's injured right now. I think he's
fine. He's fine. He's been fine.
Yeah.
After he played, he's not been injured after that.
It's a reality, though, that despite you wanting a player, balance is what you require. And sometimes there's a case for the big money players being the ones that get more time, kind of more leeway. You hear Joy here saying, drop Narayan. It would be a difficult thing within that camp to leave him out, right? Because, in fact, it's unprecedented. I don't know that they would have dropped him anywhere down the line. As I think about it, I remember him not batting well and being put at the top of the order and whatever, but he was bowling well, right? And he's never been not bowling well for them.
Yeah.
So in this case, and I think form is particularly important. You don't waste good form. And so if you've got a couple of guys who have good form and you need them in the side, particularly at this time of the season, then that's what you've got to look at. And that's just kind of how it goes. And I don't think it's a wrong call. I think it's a fair call from Joy to say, yeah, perhaps this is who we drop. He's going at like 8.5. It's unheard of, actually. And in the season, he's not taking wickets and he's going at 8.5. So you need runs. Your other bowlers are going okay. Maybe that's how Ferguson comes in. Probably not, though, because if
Roy would come in at the top. But no one's bigger than the team, right? Is what you're saying.
Yeah,
if it's
nobody is. And nobody should be.
Yeah, and he got a wicket in the previous one after 5 games. I think he had a dry spell of 5 games and then he picked up a wicket. So you're right, Joy. It's not coming. You need more firepower in your batting.
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
You're 3 and 6. To qualify, 7 runs do it. So you can't win 4 and think you'll qualify.
Okay.
Not with this tight table. Okay?
So you need to win 5 of your remaining 5.
You need to 5 of your remaining 5. You have nowhere to go. And it's in some ways it's not a bad place to be because you just look at it match by match and say, I just win tomorrow.
Back against the wall, come out punching.
Yeah, and in winning sides, you get leeway, you get time. People can carry you, can stick with you. Oh, he's our champion guy. We'll keep trusting him because you're winning. Right? There's no problem. But if you're not winning, then do something. You got to do something.
Yeah, invariably, when you're winning with 10 people. So you can carry one. But when you're not winning, you need a 12th, 12th comes in anyway with, so you need a 13th guy to come into your 11 and kind of just shake things up perhaps. So for Hyderabad, right, I'm just saying that Harry Brook will look at the Knight Riders and go, oh, hang on, I like you lot. Yeah? You're the one day I had fun.
Yeah, just one day, that 1 century.
That's the one day he had fun. And Hyderabad needs Harry Brook to have some fun, Pom.
Yeah, they do. They're desperate for him. But then their conundrum is, does he bat 4? Does he bat 1?
Because their best batter actually is Klaasen right now.
Hey, Klaasen's fantastic, isn't he? He's just brilliant. And batting at 5 is not so simple.
Yeah.
Right? Because situation can be you need to rescue and then smash it. And he's done it really well. He's a good batter, good player of spin.
Yeah.
Picks up length really quickly and puts them under pressure when they're ever so slightly short. So it's difficult. So he can get down to them, he can get back, he can pull them, he can cut them. So it makes it difficult. And he'll be in. Markram skipper, he'll be in. And then Harry Brook, big prize guy, got 100, got it at the top of the order against these guys, been dropped down. How's he going? Where does he go? That's the question. Everyone's wondering. And I think they probably will play him, but where does he bat?
Yeah.
And that's not the only issue. The issue is that wherever he bats, if they decide it's somewhere else, someone else's position is disrupted. And they've got to go and try and adapt somewhere else.
But like when they opened with Harry Brook, positions did change because Abhishek Sharma was opening, he had success as opener, they moved him away. Mayank is still there, Tripathi moves at 3, then who's batting in what position, and one Mayank came in down below. So I feel like they haven't found the perfect balance of their batting order.
No, they haven't. And look, again, I say that, Brian Lara is one of the greatest players ever.
Yeah.
Probably one of the greatest thinkers of the game. But when you coach, he hasn't had that much experience as a coach. And a large part of coaching is nothing to do with understanding the game. It's about understanding people. It's about understanding who is comfortable moving up and down, who's not.
And there's a lot of people.
Yeah. How do I make them calm? How do I make this team? This is, we all saw this team and we loved it. It's full of talent, full of promise. Somebody like a Marco Jansen is sitting out. They have that kind of quality,
Yeah.
So they just need to get their act together. And I think you're absolutely right. I think if Mayank hasn't given them success, he either bats out of position or he doesn't bat. You go with Brook and Abhishek Sharma starting. You have Tripathi at 3. You have Markram at 4. Okay?
Yeah.
You have Klaasen at 5. That's
Abdul Samad. You have choices.
Yeah. Right? So then after that, Samad, you want to play Mayank out of
Would you play Marco Jansen tomorrow in place of Akil Hussain since they are in Hyderabad?
Their problem is they don't have a spinner. Their only spinner.
Mayank Markande is there.
Yeah, Markande they will play.
But definitely. With Washington Sundar not being there, that balance is gone.
They think they need another spinner, or they need to give Abhishek Sharma the ball. They need to trust Abhishek Sharma. That's the problem.
Last game they did, right?
They did.
It's always tougher when the spinner that you're trying to play or the player you're trying to play is an overseas player. because invariably you're having to play him against another overseas player. Easy enough if they're two spinners and you have to pick which one is which. But now here what you've got to do is you've got to say, okay, which one in terms of seamer or spinner do the conditions suit? Which one will give us more on the day? And that's how you kind of end up with whether it's Akhil Hussain or it's Marco Jansen. Tough choice.
And there's also an Adil Rashid who's just sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
And one of the best in the business. Leg spinners are the flavor of the month, and yet he's not getting a game. That's just the way it is. There's Glenn Phillips there who's sitting on the bench. He's a gun team.
Sat on the side the whole season.
Got one game.
One game, the first one when the South Africans, because they've got 3 South Africans, so when they hadn't come, Glenn Phillips got a game, but then after that, well, there's nothing for old Glenn. All right. Well, advantage, according to you, which team tomorrow and a player to watch out for?
I'm going to go for an interesting player because I believe that he's been smashed recently by Hyderabad, by all teams. But I think against this Kolkata batting side, okay, Umran Malik could be useful. And I'll tell you why. He's got pace.
Yes.
A lot of the guys who are playing Kolkata are good players, but a lot of them are domestic players. Or the international ones like Andre Russell doesn't fancy pace.
Yeah.
Jason Roy and Cricbuzz do, but they bat up front. And that's not where they bowl. That's not where they bowl Umran Malik.
Yeah.
So I like Umran Malik against this opposition. I think I'm not saying he's necessarily the star, but I think he's going to do better than he normally has been doing. He's been having a bad tournament. I think he'll do well tomorrow.
Okay, and you?
Yeah, Nitish Rana.
Nitish Rana.
I've enjoyed how he's gone. Tough situation for him, I believe. I think I said this last time I was here, and I keep watching how he's going in the field and things not necessarily going according to plan, but sort of holding it together, holding himself together, and kind of trudging along. I like how he's batted. I think he's batted quite nicely. So, yeah, I think he's in for a good one, I think.
Okay. So, Nitish Rana for one and Umran Malik for the other. Quick word on advantage. Who do you think going in? Slim pickings here.
I'd
Playing in Hyderabad, playing at home.
I'd say Kolkata only because I feel they're more desperate at this point. They've got backs to the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. Home advantage, anyone?
Me? I'm saying home advantage.
Home
I'm saying
advantage.
Hyderabad.
Yeah, home advantage. I think that crowd, yeah, home advantage. I'm going slightly. I think it
So
tilts
there are 2 Sunrisers and 1 Night Rider. Sounds damn... It's like quite an action trailer.
Zane Grey
Western. A story of 2 Sunrisers and 1 Night Rider. Close to midnight. But we still have 1 bit left, the joy factor question before we ride off.
Yeah, this was slow full toss.
Yeah, it was an easy one actually.
to Tilak Verma.
Rahul, Quinton de Kock, Joss Butler, Harry Brook, Venkatesh Iyer, Yashasvi Jaiswal. The only reason I put in this question is to remind us of a player who's not there this year. Rajat Patidar, of course. RCB are really missing.
Yeah. So these are just all people who win hundreds. Not like hundreds in losing causes or 100 on a Sunday or
this is just
100 during
700.
Mercury retrograde. Nothing.
Easy.
Just that. Just
So full
100.
toss.
Just hundreds. I told you, I see hundreds.
That's just really
Remember?
simple.
Yeah.
And hundreds of people got this right.
I like the way you're judging me.
Yes.
Normally you say this is too twisted, this is too
But
convoluted.
that's judgment as well. I judge all your questions. I don't answer them, so I judge them. Either you can answer them or you can judge them. Perched here on my throne.
So, Joy, can I remind you that he's got the ball, he's got the stumps, he's got the... Okay? Yeah.
And it's my backyard.
He's got the sofa, he's got the table, he gets the coffee.
Yes.
Where do we go from here?
There you go. So
This is not even coffee. Look at it. This is water. Look at it. It's hot
hey, what
water.
are you doing, man?
Clean it up later. Relax, guys. I'll clean it up. You guys are acting as if I've thrown poison on the floor or something. And there's people lying there. It's water. And as Shakespeare said, what becometh wet, soon becometh dry. There is a winner. He did say that. He did.
and you were there.
I was there. Parth Narodia.
Has won it for the 373rd time.
Congratulations, Parth. We've got a prize for you. Would you... A cup of coffee? Perhaps? Would you like some? Come on. Would you? All right, maybe not. Congratulations, Parth. You get our love and you get our respect. And that's priceless. All right. I'd like to thank Joy Bhattacharya and Pommie Mbangwa. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. And Pommie's right, actually. When Shakespeare wrote that, I was around. In fact, when God said, "Let there be light," I flicked the switch. That's how long I've been around. In fact, I'm going to tell these guys to flick this switch now because it's lights out for us. We'll see you tomorrow at 7. Just want to remind you, don't go by the old schedule. It's not a double-header tomorrow. That was today. Tomorrow is the one game, 7 p.m. So we'll see you then on Cricbuzz Live. Right now, I've got to get a mop and mop this up, turn the lights off, clean the place down, book their taxis, tuck them into bed. These are the things I do, and they just pretend that I boss this place. I'm Gaurav Kapur, just your humble servant. Good night.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दें